Every woman is living inside a story, a narrative that she has been telling about who she is, where she comes from, what happened to her, what she is capable of, and what she deserves. And for most women, that story was not written by them. It was written by their experiences, by their pain, the people who had power over them, and the conclusions they drew before they were old enough to know they had another option. So today we are talking about what it actually means to rewrite your story, not to deny what happened, not to bypass the pain, but to take the pen back, to become the author of your own narrative instead of a character in someone else's version of your life. Because the story you are telling about yourself is not just words, it is the architect of your entire reality. Your mind is either your greatest prison or your greatest power. This is Think and Grow Forever. I am Toya D, and this is a space where we break the chains of the mind, we reclaim our identity, and we build the life we were always meant to live. Everything I teach here is built on one truth: master yourself, free your mind, and prosper forever. Now let's get into today's message. Now, here is what most people fundamentally misunderstand about their personal story. They think it is a record of what happened, a factual account, an objective's history, but it is not. Your story is an interpretation. It is the meaning you made from what happened to you. And the meaning is not fixed. It is not handed down from some objective authority. You have to realize it is constructed by you, by the people around you, by the lens through which you were taught to see yourself and your life from. Two women can live through the same experiences and walk away with completely different stories about what it means about them, about others, about what is possible. One draws the conclusion that she is resilient, and the other one draws the conclusion that she is broken. The same event, different story, different life trajectory. You have to realize this is not about toxic positivity. It is not about pretending hard things were not hard. That pain was real. The loss was real. The betrayal, the struggle, the survival, all of it is real. What is not fixed, what has never been fixed, is the meaning you assign to it. And that meaning is what becomes your story. And your story is what becomes your life. So let me give you some insight on how your story was written without your permission. Your story did not arrive fully formed. It was built incrementally through 4 primary forces that were operating on you long before you had awareness to question them. So the first force was the narratives of your family origin. Every family has a story it tells about itself, about what's possible for them, about what people like us to do and don't want us to do, about how the world works and what we can expect from it. So those family narratives, it will become the opening chapters of your personal story before you ever had a chance to write your own. We are not the kind of people who have it easy, they might say. Money is always a struggle. You have to fight for everything. Love always comes with pain. Those were not your conclusions. They were just inherited chapters. Now, the second force was the meaning you made from it. Every significant wound, Every abandonment, rejection, failure, or loss came with a meaning attached to it. And the meaning you made at your most vulnerable moment became a story you have been living inside ever since. So that little girl inside of you concluded, I am not worth staying for. The teenager in you failed publicly concluded, I'm not someone who succeeds. The woman in you who was betrayed concluded, I cannot trust. Those meanings were drawn from pain, but they were never the only interpretation available. So the third force was other people's narratives about you. Now, what other people said about you, especially people with authority or emotional significance to you, it became data your mind used to construct your self-story. Teachers who told you that you were not academic strong. Parents who told you that you were too much or not enough. Relationships that reflected back a version of you that was small, difficult, or even unworthy. It's time to come to the realization you did not choose to believe those narratives, but they repeated exposure to them made them feel like truth to you. The fourth force was cultural story. The broader narratives about what women are, what women deserve, what women can achieve, what women are supposed to tolerate. All of that seep into your personal story without any announcement at all. It was quietly shaping what felt possible and what felt like too much to want. You have to realize it will cost you when you keep continually living in an outdated story. So here's what an outdated story costs you. And I want you to feel this, not just understand it intellectually. An outdated story keeps you loyal to a version of yourself that no longer exists. You have grown, you have healed, you have learned. You are not the woman you were 5 years ago, not even the woman you were last year. But if your story has not updated with you, you are still making decisions from that older, that smaller, that more wounded version of yourself. Which means you're still attracting what she attracted. You still selling it for what she selling for. You still believing what she believed before she knew better. An outdated story also keeps you in an invisible loyalty to the people and the systems that wrote it. Now, to let go of the story of not being enough means confronting the people who made you feel that way. To release the story of struggle means departing from a family narrative that has existed for generations. There is a kind of loyalty in keeping the old story, an unconscious agreement not to outgrow it. And when you release that loyalty, while remaining loving, it's some of the deepest work you will ever do. Now, perhaps this is the most costly one of them all. An outdated story keeps you from recognizing your own evolution, from claiming your own wins, from receiving the life that is actually available to you. Because your story filters your reality. And if the story says this is not for a woman like me, even when the evidence is right there in front of you, that it absolutely is, the story wins. Before we talk about how to rewrite your story, I want to be very clear about what it is not. Because there are versions of this conversation that do real harm. Rewriting your story is not denial. You do not have to pretend that what happened did not happen. The hard things were hard. Now, the painful things, they were real painful. Your story gets to include all of that. But what changes is not the events, it is the meaning and the role those events played in your narrative of your life. Rewriting your story is not about bypassing. You cannot write a new chapter by skipping the ones that hurt. That grief has to be felt. The anger has to be honored. The wound has to be acknowledged before it can be integrated. Rewriting your story means going through it, not around it. So realize rewriting your story is not a one-time event. It is not a single journaling session or a breakthrough moment that's gonna fix everything. It is an ongoing practice of choosing again and again to be the author of your life rather than the victim of your history. So now it's time to rewrite your story. So let me really tell you how it actually works. So here's the process. You have to approach this with honesty, patience, and with a deep compassion for the woman who wrote the first draft. So step one, you're going to have to read the current story. Before you can rewrite anything, you have to know what you are working with. You have to sit down and write your story. Not the polished version. Not the one you tell at dinner parties now. I'm talking about the real one, the original story. The struggle story, the identity story. How do you describe yourself in your life when you are being completely honest? Think about it. What are those recurring themes? What are the conclusions that keep showing up? What does that protagonist of your story believe about herself and about what's possible? Read it without judgment. Just be clear with yourself. Now, step two, I need for you to identify the meaning, not just the events. Go through what you wrote and separate the events from the meaning. The event is what happened, and the meaning is what you decided said about you, about others, about your life. Let me give you an example. You can say, my father left. That is an event. Maybe you can say, I'm not worth staying for. Now that is a meaning. I failed the business. That is an event. I'm not someone who can succeed. That is a meaning. Find the meanings because those are the actual story and those are what you are going to rewrite. Step 3, you're going to have to question the meaning. For each meaning, you have to identify by asking, is this the only interpretation available? What else could this mean? What would a woman who believed in herself deeply say this experience taught her rather than proved about her? What meaning would serve the woman you are becoming rather than confirm the limitations of who you have been? This is not you forcing a false positive. You are opening the field of interpretation. You are remembering that you get to decide what things mean for you. Step 4, you have to write the new story. Now write it from the beginning with the same events because you are not erasing your history, but with new meaning. The woman who was left, she learned that she could survive loss and still choose love. The woman who failed the business, she learned what she needed to know to build the next one. The woman who was told she was too much discovered that she was exactly enough for the life she was actually meant to live. Write the story of a woman who used everything that happened to her, including the hard things, especially the hard things, to become who she is. Because that woman is you. She has been you the whole time. So the last step is that you have to live from the new story. A story is only as real as the life it produces. So after you rewrite it, live it. Make decisions from that woman in that new story. Speak about yourself the way she speaks about herself. Receive opportunities the way she received them. Hold boundaries the way she holds them. Every time you act from that new story, you make it more real. You make it more true to you. Until one day it starts feeling like a rewrite and starts feeling like home for you. I want to close this teaching portion of this with something that I think is very essential. Your full story, including the painful chapters, the survivor chapters, the chapters you wish have gone differently. It is not something to be ashamed of or erase. It is source material for your greatest depth, your greatest compassion, and your greatest capacity to hold space for other women who are still in the chapters you already live. The women you are here to reach, the ones who need what you carry. They need someone who have been in the dark and find a way to light. Not someone who has only ever lived in the highlight. Your story in its entirety is not your liability. It is your qualification. The rewrite does not erase the hard chapters. It recontextualizes them. It places them in service of a larger narrative. The one where you are not the woman things happen to, but you the woman who used everything that happened to, became exactly who she was meant to be. You did not choose the first draft of your story, but you are choosing right now, in this moment, whether to keep living inside of it or to pick up the pen. The events of your life are yours, but the meaning is negotiable. The narrative is revisable. The role you play in your own story, it can either be the victim or heroine, survivor or sovereign. That is a choice. And it is a choice you get to make again. Right here, right now, today. So write that story of the woman you are becoming and then go live it. Drop in the comments, what is one chapter of your story you are ready to rewrite? I am down there with you. Share this with a woman who has been living inside someone else's version of her life for far too long. Subscribe if this is the work that you are here for. And I will see you in the next one. Remember, true security and stability come from within, not outside of you. Everything you need is already there. You just have to do the work to access it. If this message moves something in you, subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and drop a comment below telling me what chain are you ready to break. This is Think and Grow Forever with Toya D. I see you in the next one.